Hello. What a wonderful day it is to be alive. Maybe, possibly, potentially. Either way, we're going to try to make it our damnedest to be wonderfully alive. I'm sorry if that didn't make sense. Hello there. Hi. Welcome on into another episode of the Digital Quill podcast with your host, Mars Wilson. Today, I don't want to record. I'm just going to be straight with you. I did want to record because this is Friday and I said I'd have 2 more episodes out this week. I wanted to take a break off of Wednesday and I woke up with a headache. You know, one of those infamous headache episodes of mine, which is why, by the way, today is not a video episode, but there will be screen shares. So you won't get to see my face. Aw, fortunately, boo. No, I'm kidding. I actually kind of like that because I hate looking at my face sometimes. A lot more than I put on because, we'll get into those subjects another day. But today's about poetry and reading stuff out loud because a lot of my life right now is centering back around poetry again. Sometimes it goes through a cycle. Sometimes it's many years before I go back to poetry. Sometimes it happens on a weekly or monthly-ish cycle. Not even like that. It's complicated. Kind of like how the start of the year actually starts in spring, but no one wants to talk about that. It just makes sense. So yes, I have a headache episode. I woke up with it. I've been working on some of my therapy methods to try to get it to go down. I am actually probably successfully winning this battle. Not the war, but the battle this time. And I gotta say, if you have something similar, I can't exactly describe it in this general audience type view, but if you have something similar to headache pain and also the device in question, vibrations are very good at the base of your neck. It is a therapy I've done before out of just curiosity because I had done some reading before, and it is something I've been trying to implement as a catch-all just in case I end up getting a headache and I need to bring it down. Oh, Stormy, one moment please. The cats are acting a buffoon, including DJ. Ah, kitty cats. I'm gonna snap at you. It's not going to work because you don't care. You think it's all a game, but hey, whatever. Headaches from TBIs are the most annoying thing on the planet, and I am still trying to figure my own issues out, even though I have a pretty solid, foundation and second story level. I need, the rest of the skyscraper on this BS built, though. Before I end up tangenting for 140 minutes on my TBI, let's just get into the poetry. Now, in front of me, because you can't see it, but you could probably hear it, I have my poetry book. And this is actually something which actually illuminates another thing for me. There is a small disconnect from me in my own writing. It's not that I don't know that it's mine when I write something. I do. I will be able to tell you, especially if I did it myself, if it's mine. No matter how long it's been, but if it's I'm getting too excited. Let me try to calm it down a bit. So sometimes I do remember my pieces, right? I do remember the piece that sticks with me. I'm like, oh, hey, I do remember doing that. And I can recall it to memory and probably figure out a way to learn how to recite it. However, there are some pieces that I look at and I read and I'm like, oh yeah, I wrote that. Oh yeah, I wrote that. And it's kind of like a daunting realization that I do definitely use writing as a form of healing and processing my thoughts and emotions and just in general, as art kind of does. And I found some poems today that definitely fall into place with what I'm trying to do for my book and my own journey of healing and understanding of self and my past prior traumas. And I found some of my poems today that made me stop dead in my tracks because I'm I don't remember writing that, but I know it's mine. I don't remember writing that. What was happening in the moment to make me write these words? I'm probably not going to know that answer exactly. But the words themselves have a lot of meaning and a lot in just the 5 to 12 lines. Now, I will want to warn you, some of these poems are kind of brutal. It is a strong dose of reality. I will have some palate cleansers in between, because I have a wonderful little Deadpool poem and like some hope poems and other stuff like that. And another thing I noticed is I do know in my art, I do sometimes touch on like world issues and stuff like that, because like I live in the world, you know, and as an artist, I do have to like process like what I see out in the real world, and I might need to actually like physically, intentionally channel that soon, because there's been a lot of events lately in the media and the news and on social media, and I'm definitely leaning toward taking breaks, a lot of breaks for a little bit, just because I need to see some like good things in the real world for a little bit instead of all the bad. So let's get to it. Let us actually screen share, because this one is one of my earlier poems. Now, before we go actually to that, the poems that I have in this notebook that you can hear, they were from that 1,000 or 1,100 poem challenge in like 365 days or something like that. And I told you, and I told myself that I knew I wasn't going to complete it or see it all the way through, but that I was like supportive of the challenge, and that I wanted to like kind of like join in a bit, because I had my own little like agenda with it. I was like trying to get back into writing on a routine schedule, because it was like kind of integral to writing the book. And I was like, ooh, I could use poetry again like I used to back in the day, to kind of heal and put like feeling and meaning to the words and feelings inside my brain, and thoughts and emotions and memories. And I certainly did that. I certainly did that in this book. So let's start with the first one, the older one, the one from 2019, right? It's on my hard drive. I pulled it out. It's currently plugged into my laptop, which is also another reason why I don't have the camera up. But I don't want to be on camera today I don't want to see myself, and like, it was a lot to set up. I'm barely functioning. I'm trying to keep my brain from obliterating my existence today, because I'd like to live today. I don't want to be bed bound. It's definitely a struggle though. Like, I'm almost concerned that because I have to fight being bed bound, that I'm gonna end up being bed bound at least for a day again anyway, which is why I say I'm fighting the battle but not the war, which makes me wonder, should I just succumb to the headache and let myself rest, or like push through it a little bit while trying to figure out a way to heal it and like manage the symptoms, because I can't lose days and like work hours and stuff like that. And this is my daily struggle. This has been my daily struggle, not really daily, but like a struggle that can be daily for a long time. Damn, I hate this sometimes, because the pain is just, it's not even bad right now. It's not as bad as it could be, but it's distracting, and it's right where my scar is. So it like kind of always gives me a little bit of worry, because I'm like, oh, hey, I know what this headache's from, and it just reminds me, and I relate a lot to. Anyway, I need to get these words out. I need to set them free. The script of a lifeline borrows my time. I'm suffering. Set me free. Let me be. Open wide the gates that keep me. Inside the mind of mine, I see what I don't believe. My time is borrowed, better spent on yesterday. Just give me time. Allow me freedom from this misery. Behind these closed doors, a convoy of torment. Save me from this sacrifice. When you hear those words or read them, what do you think? What comes to mind? Thoughts, comments, questions, concerns. Now, while I'm talking about other stuff, I'm actually going to go to my hard drive here. The hard drive folder. And kind of see if I can find one of my palette cleansers. Oh, hey, it's not responding. How great. Not the folder, but the program. Ooh, my lyrics. You're not getting those. Write what you're missing. I hate that I mentioned hourglass in this one. Okay, fine. Wow, that's also ironic as heck. I didn't even read the words yet. I didn't even skim over them, but I ended up seeing or saying exactly the first few lines of... So this was a prompt. I was trying to think about what to write, and I'm like, I don't know what to write. And my mind, the writing voice in my mind, the prompting voice in my mind was like, okay, write what you're missing then. And it says, write what you're missing. And I'm like, okay, fine. I'll write what I'm missing. I am missing. I am lost. Counting back one by one. 3, 2, 1. I am missing. I am lost. Hourglass sand at a stand. I am missing. I am lost. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Sound of distant sand. Tisk, tisk, tisk. I am missing. I am lost. Hourglass sand at a stand. I am missing. I am lost. Tisk, tisk, tisk. I can't go home again. Interesting. I remember writing that one now. And I think I was actually looking at an hourglass at the time. Because I had adorned... It's a little bit strange to talk about this. I have talked about it on social media before, but like to talk about it so blatantly instead of just a way of like putting myself out there. I keep an altar space for a lot of different reasons. I just like kind of having a place to like keep the more metaphysical books of mine instead of shelving them on the shelves with my novels and nonfiction. Not that I like plan on entirely separating the two, but like it's a distinction for sure. And I got an hourglass that I put on it because an hourglass has always kind of been like an important symbol in my life. And the more I look at hourglasses, the more I kind of see like the as above, so below symbol, the duality and polarity kind of thing. Even though that the hourglass as a symbol like handles like the passage of time and the tempus figitus, it's time is fleeting. And it is. Like, I can't deny that it isn't. And that's one of the reasons why I have a hard time when people are like, we're running out of time, 30 is almost here, 35 is almost here, like, you gotta do X, Y, and Z before X, Y, and Z, and I'm like, do you, though? Like, my initial instinct is to be like, do you, though? Because, like, time is fleeting. It is a finite concept, but it's also in part man-made, and it's also in part nature-made. And I think the part that we're talking about when we're like, we're running out, oh no, that doom and gloom, that feeling, I think when we're talking about that, I think what we're actually saying is we're paying attention to the humanity part of it, the human-created part, and not so much the natural flow of it. In other words, we're trying to control something that can't be controlled. Why are we doing that? And it's scary as all heck, don't get me wrong, to not be able to control something so finite, something that's always within our reach and always within us, but yet, I guess that's like the beauty of it in a way. Because you can't control it, so you never know what's gonna happen. And I feel like on some level, after some experience on my own, that we perpetrate the doom. We create that reality more than we care to admit. Because we're running out of time. So that's all we're going to focus on, is the fact that we're running out of time. Instead of, I have the time right now I could be using. I have the power within my ability right now. Let me do it. Let me do the thing that I'm scared to do, but right now. Let me eat the frog first. And with that being said, let me eat the frog on these poems. I hear your screams. Me from several years ago. Shh. It's okay now. That won't happen again. Not like that. Not ever again. This one, a little darker, and I apologize to any and everyone I have ever shared this story with. But, oh monster, why me? Each and every night, why? Was the blood enough? My poetry is slightly more visual. It's not really spoken out loud. It can be, as anything can be spoken out loud, but I think it loses its meaning and context when it isn't shown. Oh. After O, there's a comma. After every line, and there's 3 of them, there's a question mark. After night, there is a comma, and it says why. There's a pause. A delicate pause, but just enough to say why. That is how I feel like I know the difference between monster and man. And by man, I mean human, but I feel like I know that I feel like that's why I know the difference between monster and man, is because I've seen them in the dark. My love for theater and my love for acting and my love for film kind of shows up in here, but poem 124 of the challenge says, life is interesting, what a show. Everyone strike a pose. Lights, camera, action. And this one might resonate with some of you, actually. If you have a dead name of any kind, I applaud you. Sometimes it's a special kind of power, being able to take back your own identity and self. 133 of 1100 poems. I didn't choose my name. I didn't choose the one I was born with, nor the one granted to me so young. But Mars is a god, a planet too, and I'm pretty proud of my name. Aren't you? One of the things that I try to do a little bit through poetry is a lot of self-reflection. There is a style of poem called self-portrait poetry, and there is an entire series in a special red binder of self-portraiture or portraiture in a lot of darkness. You read these poems and it's almost like you can feel the just black, dark energy like clouding around your hands and mind, and it's like, damn. I'm really glad I changed course a little bit with some of my poems, because holy crap. I do truly believe in some level that words are a form of spelling and a form of magic. I'm trying to see what this word is. And I think I know. But I'm not sure. Anyway, the one after I didn't choose my name was 134. And I was kind of exploring the concepts of self-poems and how I was kind of starting to see a theme of me getting back into that. And I'm like, oh, dang. Okay, let me explain myself. I've written myself into some poems. Self-portrait, they're called. A fatherless daughter, a sinner, a dark-minded poet, and so many more. But now, it's different. We'll soon shall see. Ew. The next one is a self-portrait, and I was really feeling myself. Whoops. Ew. Coffee break. Oh my god. 135 is a trip. Author, writer, poet, Mars, haunter, scribe, Casper, love, my woodland nymph, my traveler girl, blue and green eyes that stun, I'm sure. Learn, grow, keep your garden neat. I've noticed in my flow I have such a choppy way sometimes of doing things. It's the same freaking way in my way of speaking. I have choppy ways of doing things. I'll either have a lot of detail that cloud or overshadow the details that actually matter, which, oops. But then on the reverse side of that, I will be choppy. And as you can see, it's like, it gets to the point, but it cuts out like in such a way that it's like, but wait, is there more? Where do you go? Come back. Let's see. Oh, you know what? Sometimes music gets blended into my songs. So I am a really big fan of him and Nightwish. And a few other things. Let's see. I'm trying to find my more slightly, I suppose, politically leaning poem. Bends, put down the pitchforks, lay it down your guns. There we go. That one's good. I'll have to mark that one. What's that one? Interesting. Make no mistake. That one's actually pretty good too. My pages are torn. My spine is bent. You say you miss me. New connections come and go. Strength is not a virtue. That one I admire. That one's actually probably not a bad one. When you think of me. Oh, shit. I wrote some of these actually into my hard drive. Definitely a lot of themes of hope. Interesting. Gas station pigeon. I am woman, I am she. My weekend is this weekend. Included. Okay. I was exploring a lot of things. Oh, okay. Let me go with the one that I was talking about when it came to him, the band. So there is a song called Dark Light. If you're familiar with it, great. I might have it in one of my playlists somewhere on Spotify or something. But him H.I.M. I believe, like period, dot as in period. Dark Light. It's an interesting little gothic album. But dark night, dark light, guide my hand tonight. Bring me peace and lessons too. Dark night, dark light. I'm trapped and clinging to air. I can't breathe. I'm trapped. Okay. Now I have to find the excuse me, other poems. Damn, these 3 are very polarizing in a way. And then I'll do a palette cleanser one. Okay. For fair warning, the next ones are slightly political in a sense. But if you've been here before, you know where I stand. People over politics. So don't shout at me, or do. That is within your given right. But do know that I am human and it might hurt me even though I am strong. And if that's your intention, then why? Why is your intention to hurt me? Or anyone? Let's discuss. Put down the pitchforks, lay down your guns. This could be the end for us. The ice caps have been melting while we've been out here voting. Or excuse me, the ice caps have been melting while we've been out there voting. That one came after a very eye-opening event of my own that kind of got under my skin and bothered me and just added to the layer of I will do write-ins for as long as I live until we have a change in our voting system, because I do not think it actually helps the people the way that it is currently the way it is. 113. Prices are at an all-time high. No real reason given why. People in power milking us dry. So many of Earth's people cry. Excuse me. Let me reread that one, because that one actually has a flow to it that I think I intended without any sort of punctuation. So, prices are at an all-time high. No real reason given why. People in power milking us dry. So many of Earth's people cry. I actually kind of think I want to change the last part to die, because that kind of feels more cry dry. I mean, those still rhyme, but like that's not the punch I want to give with that message, because like you see it all the time and I don't want to talk about it. And after the next one, and I'll give a palate cleanser, but we do need to talk about it, because there's a lot of people that are dying. And it's absolutely atrocious that we are living in the 21st century with all of this technology and all of these resources and this understanding and knowledge, yet we have war still. We have war still, and there are still people dying, and there are people who are going without, and it is crazy. It's crazy. You can't tell me that it isn't, because it is. It really is. All of that is just, where are the rest of my poem things? Oh, I see. That one's actually a pretty good one. That's a good palate cleanser, especially after some of the political stuff that I'm writing and reading out loud about. And the next one is, it mentions a lot of literature, and I have read or have given enough of a education myself on from other people who have read these books about what's going on. And to just give you the rundown, I have not read Hunger Games. I want to, But at the same time, I have heard from people who I respect when it comes to writing and reading that they are not like, they are good books, but I have a specific like brain wave when it comes to some reading, and I feel like as much as I would probably gain something, and I'm still gonna end up reading it, it is on my like shelves to be read at some point because it is, you know, a popular book, but I don't know how to explain it, but we'll do a thing over it. I have not read The Hunger Games. I'm currently reading Ender's Game. And there are different versions of the Bible I have read throughout my life. I haven't read it cover to cover in just one sitting. I'm not sure that I could. That is a hard one to do in one sitting. But anyway. Animal Farm, Parable, 1984, and even Hunger Games 2 are literature that rings true. The Giver in the Bible, Ready Player One, and Ender's Game, stories of people like you and me, oppressed and divided, poor and uneducated, cold, rolled, and controlled and captured, forgetting what really matters. Yeah, that one also doesn't have any punctuation. Why did I? Well, it has a 2, 3 3 commas. Why did I do that? I was probably going to go back and edit this at some point. Anyway, Animal Farm, Parable, 1984, and even Hunger Games 2 are literature that rings true. The Giver in the Bible, Ready Player One, and Ender's Game, stories of people like you and me, or I guess you and I, oppressed and divided, poor and uneducated, controlled and captured, forgetting what really matters. And that, ladies and gentlemen and others, and thems and theys, and I'm pretty sure there might be a dog or two account that listens to the show at some point, because I really kind of wanted to create a profile for my dog and like just comment on people's posts and be like, hey, I listened to this and my human really hates that I do because the sounds are annoying or something like that. But like, you know, just like if I don't support something but like I understand its mission or goal, just be like, here's second-handed support, but it's not mine, it's my dog's. No, I'm kidding. Like, keep being human and go do your own things, but I'm gonna go do my things over here. My dog can be the bridge that builds or the connection that bridges us or whatever. But yeah, anyone listening, that is at the end of the day what really matters to me, and I hope it matters to you, is people over power, people over politics, people over control, freedom and free will over control, which are two separate things. Separate but complete things too, or like connected. And by the way, I'm gonna go ahead and hit the pause button because I hear it absolutely pouring out there right now, and it does not happen in Arizona very often. It's raining. I will be right back. I fully believe that one of the things keeping my head from being an absolute terror is the fact that I am experiencing weather. Humidity, clouds, rain. I'm thankful for the rain because Arizona doesn't get it very often anymore. And yeah, I'm pretty sure biologically my body's like, yes, clouds, thank you. My ancestors roll around in their graves or something, rejoicing. I probably feel that way anytime I eat like meat and potatoes or human lives are so interesting. This is the palette cleanser from earlier that I was talking about. Guardian of Light. I am a warrior of light, for you I will fight. I am a warrior of light, for you I will die. I fight for your freedom, I fight for your right. I am a guardian, I stay the night. With love and peace I reign, I'll protect your dreams, I'll carry them too. I'll win the war, I'll fight each battle. My will is strong, behold my power. A declaration of being willing and able, or at least willing, I can't always say I'm able, to stand for freedom and love and light and humanity. I think it's really silly, and I'm going to share a story even at the risk of sounding egotistical. I promise this isn't what it is. I don't want to seek recognition. I'm not sharing this story to seek recognition. I have a point to this. In middle school, long time ago at this point, I attended Shea Middle School for 2 years, 7th and 8th grade. And it was one, pardon my French and pardon my declaration on this, one hell of a fucking transition. In 2011, my dad passed away. Just to age myself, I guess. Sorry, my bad. I'm old, I know. But to age myself, my dad passed away in 2011. 44 days before my 13th birthday. Or maybe it was my 12th. No, it was my 13th. 44 days before my 13th birthday. Almost less than 2 weeks. Just over a week before I started my first day of middle school. In 8th grade, it was toward the end of the year. I had no idea. And this is actually the part that bothers me, because if I'm going to be getting an award, I don't want to be surprised, because I need time, I'm going to be honest, to work through the recognition, because I don't know how to accept that. I kind of wish I had the camera on for this, because facial expressions and body language. But, we'll talk about this again, I'm sure. I had 7 teachers, I believe. First, second, third. 7 teachers, yeah. Maybe 6. I think it was 7, though. I'm going to have to do some memorying on that. But every single one of my teachers, the point being, had to agree or accept to this. I later found out, I actually kind of grilled my mom and a couple other people about it, because I'm like, what the heck is this? Like, why was I given this? Like, what is going on? Like, I don't understand. Like, shouldn't this just be, like, this is just me. Like, I don't need to be recognized for this. And, I stood up there with 11 other people, or 10 other people. It was me and 10 other people, 11 people, or 11 other people. It was either 11 or 14, but I think 11, because I can kind of remember the line in the group, and like everyone seems so strong and so sure of themselves and so steady, and I was up there like looking at these humans, and I'm like, I like these people, why am I up here with them? Like, what? I wish I still had it, but I don't. It was an award for outstanding humanitarian. I don't want that. I don't want an award. I don't want a sheet of paper and a medal. And I don't want to stand up on a stage in front of parents and people and teachers and faculty. I don't need the recognition for that. I'm thankful that they do recognize that. But imposter syndrome is a bitch. And I am fairly certain I've dealt with it my entire life, on one level or another. Just like I'm fairly certain you've probably dealt with it your entire life, on one level or another. For most of your life. So I offer you this, my friends. There's a damn good chance you already know who you are. And you already know somewhere, despite all the noise and the voices telling you that you're not, that you are pretty great. I know it's a battle for myself. When I am experienced and presented with stuff like that, examples of where people recognize me, it just reaffirms my idea that I need to keep being me. Because I've stated it in so many poems. I'll show you this one. And we'll end up wrapping it up with this one, actually, because my brain is starting to lose power. I'm probably going to need to go lay down and sleep for a little bit. If not, kind of change gears and maybe take it slower. I'm getting too excited for my head. Also, it's really rainy, and I kind of want to enjoy that while I have life in my body. Let's see, pulling it up now. Desktop solo, because there is no photo of me up right now. Excuse me. Coffee likes coming back from revenge in the form of air bubbles. You know what? We're gonna read Imposterism and In Memoriam, because we just mentioned imposter syndrome BS, right? So open that up real quick. My letters. And then we'll go to the one that I'm going to close this off with, which adds to the length of this video, but that's fine. Ow, coffee, stop coming back for revenge. I know I've read these two before, but this entire episode was about poems and reading out loud and my brain and my experiences. And I really hate this episode now. Just, if I take out all the I's and me's in this episode, I would like it. That's, yeah. Why do I struggle with that so much? Is there an end to struggling with that? Maybe. Imposterism and In Memoriam. Dear imposter, you think you're so fake, no room to appreciate. Leaving me guessing, not counting my blessings. I've got people cheering me on, proving you wrong. A silly hat I hate to wear, a painful ache, freely despair. What's your deal, you icky eel? Slither and slice, cut and dice, no words are nice. Dear imposter, how do you dare? I guess you don't care. Unfortunately, I do, so I'm not sure this boat is for you. I'm pretty sure I'll kick your ass. This won't last. There is the shadow I see that is keeping me from me, and I won't have that. Hey, imposter, remember those people I mentioned? Well, they're cheering me on, and I think they're all pretty strong. I need to be me, a writer, an omni-seeker, and a people lover too. Guess what, imposter? I control you. To the deep you go, some sort of a Mariana Trench, don't you know? For so long the torch you carry has been a sanctuary. Not good enough. Too much, too broken, not cool enough, too ruined, hurt, stupid, and selfish. Well, guess what, imposter? Sometimes selfish is okay. We need to choose ourselves to be able to choose our people. Life is pain, House said it right, but the pain is worth bearing if it means I get to keep caring. Ruined, stupid, too much. All perspectives I shouldn't keep, serving us no purpose but self-hate. Love rules the world and the divine, so imposter, I challenge you to keep sticking around. See if you can keep in time. The beat of the beat of my drums is in tune with the sun. The sky's my limit, and you've reached the summit. A fake, huh? I feel pretty real to me. Too much? There are those with less. Take that for what you will. Not a writer? That's gotta be a joke, don't you know? Not good enough. I think I have some receipts here. Dear imposter, humans are art, and I refuse to see the lies you keep trying to feed me. Dear imposter, I am a human, and I am art, the beautiful and the tragic. Dear imposter, I have a sword. Could this be goodbye? Dear imposter, I cut you. Please, just die. Let's hold a funeral. Because who I am is officially me. I get to craft my story. Fuck the trauma and your mama. I ain't got time for that fucking drama. This is my time. With my sword in my hand and with swift stripes I strike. I am a writer. Hear my decree. I am me, and let it be. Blessed be. This one needs the emotion behind it. Because this is a letter to imposter, and this is telling it that it needs to fucking die. A little bit of a Jekyll and Hyde, because the imposter is myself, and I can't rightly just die, because that would allow the imposter to win, the shadow inside that keeps me hidden in lies and unalive. And you know what, imposter? This isn't part of the story that I wrote into you, but I really do control you. I saw the funeral with you not long ago, really, actually. I've seen it a few different times, and damn, it's beautiful. That fire pyre, the boat as it sinks. Nice, imposter. I know you're still in the deep. But down, down, down below into the Mariana Trench you go. Oh, don't you know, imposter? And that, I believe, was actually spoken word. And this is the last poem of the day, everybody. So, thank you for existing. And at the end of this poem, I will do my little sign off, and I hope we meet again very soon. Because, dear humans of the world and the digital quill, you are the dream that scares me, and I don't mean that I'm fearful of you. In part I am, yes, but that fear is overridden by the sheer disposition of joy and love. You see, I died a long time ago. In many ways. I don't mean I am dead and gone. No. It's much different than that. I'm getting ahead of myself. My personal dreams are easy. Be a writer, be an author, be me. I don't even care about making money anymore. I'm disenchanted with it, even if it helps people. I've been broke all 27 years, and my actions have helped more than my nickels and dimes. I care about you. I grew up in hell, was conceived in hell. My biological mother was on drugs for 7 months of her pregnancy with me. I never met her. I have siblings I'll never meet. My biological father violated me for years in my sleep. My dad was diagnosed with cancer, and the mother who was raising me and cared for me felt like she was possessed in doing so and hated me for it, a fact that became increasingly more apparent. My dream is you. All of you. I have met monsters, and I have seen glimpses of the people before them. I have walked with monsters and have known the people before them. I have fought the monster within, and I have barely conquered. My dream is all of you. Your stories, your lessons, your dreams and passions. I want better for all. I want love for all, even those who did me dirty. So many have been through so much, and I am so sorry. I hope you keep fighting the monsters inside. Dear humans of the world, you are my dream that scares me. You scare me because I see you want what I want. Love, peace, calm, create, connect, coexist. Yet divided we are, hateful we are, angry we are. We live in a world not designed for us. We all have stories. People of Earth, you are my dream, my biggest hope, and it's quite scary. I want better for you. What that better looks like is for you to decide. I just want to help. I don't know why we all can't just get along. We share this planet. I dreamed that once. I woke myself up pushing something away from me, saying, why can't we all just get along? You are my dream, dear human. Dear people of the world, the universe I share, I'm scared of speaking my voice, but I'll do so anyway. You scare me, but I know my idea is good. I know, because I was hateful and bitter for a spell too, judgmental and cruel. Why me? I used to think, well, why not me? What can I do to channel this for the better? So the story changed, and now I only want to walk with the light and love I needed while being brought up in the fire and ash. Let's do this together. Let's talk to one another. Dear you, I love you, no matter what you've done or who you are. I love you. Signed, Mars Wilson. By the way, if you would like to vote for this piece, not that I want you to, I actually would prefer you vote for other people's pieces, you can do so around November 18th, starting at midnight. I will leave links around the time, of course. There are also other links to get to the website, because that is, the unsealed community, and it is one of the communities that have actually, I think, brought me back to myself just a little bit more. And I am thankful for Lauren Brill and everyone else who has ever shared their stories on that community, because I have really seen exactly what I stated in that poem. Keep going, humans of Earth. Light the pathway for other people who are lost in the dark. Do not give up on yourselves. Do not give up on each other. I beg of you, I plead of you. I know I can't control that. Keep going. Don't stop. Remember to breathe. Drink water. Stay safe. Smile at a neighbor. Say hello. Compliment someone on their shirt. Start a conversation. Be uncomfortable if it won't hurt you. Let's have the hard conversations and also have great food and great people. It starts by helping one another out. Community. Village. I will see you next time for episode 71 of the Digital Quill podcast. I apologize this wasn't a video episode, but my head really is starting to hurt even more, and it's not actually, changed much, but, I have to tend to it. Thank you for joining me on reading poems today. Bye for now.